Um, we had to execute down the stretch. They hit some shots. They, uh, they hit a lot of shots, hit a lot of tough shots.
When the momentum shifted like that, it was quite a challenge. What was the words for coach, and what were the things that you guys tried to do?
Composure, following the game plan. We had a really good scout before the game, so just following that, relying back on that, um, and just staying composed through the trials and tribulations.
How do you build off of this, even though it's a loss?
Yeah, it's easier to build off of a loss, just knowing, going back, seeing what we did wrong, seeing what we need to fix. I think it'll be good for us in the future.
How does it feel for you getting the start and then closing some of these games?
We different things, just different looks. Being out there on the floor, different groups of guys each time. But it's an experience. It's just things to learn from, things to. Every situation is just basketball at the end of the day. So no matter what the situation looks like, relying back on that.
How would you compare the feeling after this loss to the Sacramento loss?
Similar. Different games, different atmospheres, but just being able to close and figuring that out is the thing.
Did they make any adjustments, like major adjustments in the second half, or did it come down to you guys just missing shots?
Yeah, I'll probably say it came down to, we missed some shots, had some empty possessions. They played well. I don't know necessarily as many adjustments, but they played well.
James Harden looked like in that third quarter, I think he had 15 points. Looked like he kind of just decided to take it on his own. What did you see about his aggressiveness and how he attacked you guys in that third?
Yeah, he did. He did. He was more aggressive in the third quarter. I guess we had to adjust, and they got a lot of different weapons. So being able to game plan against all of them.
Moses, I think in the last 4 games you're shooting like over 60%. Being very efficient. What are some things that have been different for you and your looks, and where do you feel like your growth has come from the start of your rookie season to now in terms of being efficient, even with guys, superstars around you too as well?
Yeah, good question. Just knowing the situation, seeing the situation, and making the game easy, not complicating things. Every team is going to give you certain looks, give you certain shots, and taking the right ones, creating offense, but just simplifying the game and slowing everything down is probably the biggest thing.
In terms of the second half, just losing that big lead?
Yeah, for me, you kind of get lost in the moment, and I looked up, and I'm like, oh, we're only up 8 now. So it didn't really feel like the Sacramento game, just because the Sacramento, like, you could feel it, like they were coming back. But for them tonight, they were just kind of chipping away, and you look up and you only have 5. Now you're up 4. Now you're down. So I would say that's the biggest difference, like the feel to it.
What does it mean to you, even in a loss, to be on the floor in crunch time in an important game like that?
As a competitor, that's what you live for. And for me as a rookie, that's a goal of mine, is just to earn the trust of the coaching staff, and to be out there during crunch time. It stinks when you lose, but I think I did all right.
You've had 2 teams this week kind of chase you guys down from 20. Obviously, this is your rookie year in the league. Are you learning like how quickly leads can go in the NBA?
Yeah, and I think for us tonight, when they started coming back, we started pressing, and sometimes we tried to get the best shot instead of the first shot. And I think in the first half we were just free flowing, and just kind of, it didn't really matter who shot it. It was just like, if you're open, we're just going to shoot it. But I think we started pressing once they started making some shots. We're like, okay, we have to get a bucket here. We have to. So I think that's kind of where both games kind of started to slip.
It seems, from my perspective, it seems like this loss is not hitting quite as hard as the Sacramento loss. I mean, does this seem like you guys are taking this one more?
In-season tournament versus not. I mean, that definitely is a factor, but I still think, for me at least, it hits the same. Obviously, I didn't play in the Sacramento game, but tonight, just to blow any type of lead like that, over 20 points, is kind of crazy.
What's the biggest thing that you've learned from Steph and being on the Warriors?
Yeah, just being poised and Not letting any outside noise kind of get to you. Steph, the amount of stuff he has to go through on a daily basis, and stuff he has to deal with, just blocking that out and staying poised in the moment, definitely a carryover effect into my game.
What is your philosophy that you live by as a person?
Yeah, just for me, just staying true to who I am through ups and downs, just staying true to myself and know what's got me here and know what's going to keep me here.
Brandon, just talking about your confidence, one thing that's really sticking out is your confidence. I watched your whole workout before the game, and then you watch Steph every time before too as well. Is that something you've been doing this whole time, watching Steph's workouts? And then I know you worked out with him during the summer too, but what are some things you really learned from that? And why do you come out every time when Steph is working out too as well?
Yeah, I mean, he's the greatest player at my position, ever. So to have that at my fingertips every single day, people would pay endless amount of money to watch that, and I get to watch it for free every day. So it's kind of taking advantage of an opportunity, and I admire him, and he was my favorite player. But just to see the things he does is something I want to be when he hangs it up.
I don't know if you were asked this yet, but the other day Draymond said that rookies don't blow up plays like you do defensively. They usually F up plays. How have you been able to be so impactful for this team right away?
Yeah, I think I fit this team perfectly just in the fact that, I'm not the most athletic, above the rim athlete, but, I'm smart. I see the game. I watch a lot of basketball. So just knowing time and score, what teams need, what they're looking for, obviously it's going to be in one of their main guys' hands. And I think Thursday night just kind of something I recognized on the fly. It wasn't something we necessarily knew that was coming.
Just asking you about going into Santa Clara. How do you feel like Santa Clara's helped you? I see you, Jalen Williams. I mean, we see what you guys are doing and playing a lot as rookies too as well. What can you say to people coming out of mid-majors and then still playing on top talent teams and still making an impact?
Yeah, I think due to the transfer portal and stuff like that, just kind of wherever you get the opportunity to shine. And I think Santa Clara for me was just an opportunity to show what I could do. I think I was the same player I was at Illinois that I was at Santa Clara. It was just kind of opportunity-based, and you see the two ends of the spectrum of what I brought to the table. But in terms of Santa Clara, I think Coach Sendick and his staff does a great job of just kind of letting you play. He'll coach you really hard in practice, and then when it's game time, he just kind of lets you do your thing. And I think we've had 2 pros in the last 2 years, top 20 picks, and I think more on the way.
You had a strip of Harden in the second half, and I know the coaching staff right now is just hammering defend without fouling. How do you kind of decide when to go for a strip or when?
Yeah, I was just sick of him scoring the ball, getting past me. So kind of just wanted to make something happen. I ended up turning the ball over right after it, but it's kind of hard to guard guys like that just because they do a good job of manipulating the rules. Because previous plays before that, he bumps me, I get a block call, then he comes off the screen, shoots a 3. So for me, I was just trying to make a play. I knew if that went in, probably would have called a timeout. So I just trust my instincts. Clay does a really good job of it, so I ask him about it a lot of times and just got one.